Welcome. Yoga for stress relief. Today you are going to need a strap. It's nice to have blocks and a blanket if you have, but as always, you can work with what you have. We're going to start seated, start breathing. So do your best to sit tall. I'm sitting on a block. Just sit any way that's comfortable for you. You can use your hands to help you sit tall. You can let your eyes close and just relax, or just relax your gaze. Relax the muscles around the eyes and lips. And bring your attention to your breath. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Get settled in your seat. As you inhale, grow tall, lengthen through the spine. Breathe lots of space in between the ribs. Breathe lots of space around the heart. Keep lengthening through the throat and the crown. And keep that inner lift as you exhale. Let the shoulders settle onto the back of the heart. Relax your jaw and your tongue. Allow your skin to soften over the bones. Drop into Ujjayi Pranayama, a gentle tone in the back of the throat. Imagine that you're fogging a mirror, but keep your lips closed. Just takes these first few moments to arrive here. Let your body and mind settle. Letting go of whatever busyness it took to get you here, or whatever busy things you have to do later. And just allow yourself to be right here in this moment, watching your breath, feeling sensation in the body. And the next time you inhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart and take a moment to set an intention for your practice, to make an offering or a prayer. We'll start this morning chanting one Om together. Take a deep breath in. Om. Bow your head to your heart. Release your hands. We'll start on our back today. So come onto your back with your knees bent. And just pull the knees in. You can rock around a little bit. Do some circles around your sacrum, your low back. Then put one knee in each hand and pull the knees in towards your ribs and stretch your knees apart. So use it kind of like like an inner thigh stretch here. Stay heavy in your hips and shoulders. And just take your knees as wide as feels good. Then bring your feet to the mat. Take your arms straight out from your shoulders. And turn one thumb up, so one palm open and one palm down. And you're just going to switch. So it looks like this. You're just kind of rotating your arm bone in the shoulder, laying on the ground. And then pause the arms and windshield wiper the knees. So take your feet as wide as your mat and windshield wiper the knees right and left. And really feel femur bones moving in the pelvis. So with internal rotation and external rotation. And then you're going to add the arms, just the flipping of the palms like we just did. So one thumb up, one thumb down with the legs. And then you can let your head start to roll too. Then come back to center, come onto your back. And feet are about hip width apart and do some pelvic tilts here. So inhale, kind of exaggerate the lumbar curve, point your tailbone towards the floor, stay heavy in the shoulders. And as you exhale, squish the low back towards the floor. And think about using your core muscles to do that. So inhale, you're exaggerating the lumbar. Exhale, squish your low back into the floor, but use the strength of your core. And you can even make like the SH sound, which kind of helps find that deep belly muscle. Then we're going to add on. So as you exhale, squish your low belly down and curl your tailbone up. Start to lift the hips. Then take a big in breath with your hips up. And then exhale, slowly ripple through the spine. So go really slow. Use the strength of your core like you're trying to squish your back like a sticker onto the back. And then inhale, arch the back. So just do a couple of those at your own pace. Exhale, curl the tailbone up. Just as high as feels good to you. Take a big in breath up top. And then exhale, roll down. And when you're in the bridge with your hips up, try not to move your head around. So you just want to have the head kind of looking straight up. So inhale at the bottom, exhale to move. Inhale at the top, exhale to move. Okay, next time your hips are down, stay there. Leave the hips down. Try to find the natural curve in your low back, ground the shoulders, and then just march the legs. And as you march the legs, feel how that moves your hips around. Then pause, brace yourself, and try to march the legs really, really slowly and tiny. And you're just like picking up your foot a tiny bit off the floor. And do your best not to sway right and left like you just did a moment ago, kind of without bracing yourself. It's a little shifty. Brace yourself and then slowly pick up your foot just like an inch. Put it down. Try not to shift your weight as you do the other side. Try to keep the shoulders anchored. Keep breathing. And it's almost like smaller is way harder. Keep bracing yourself and play. So you can still have a little natural curve in the low back, but use the strength of your core to stabilize the pelvis. And it's a lot of core strength to do that. And then lifting the legs slowly. Okay. Both feet down. Lift your hips back up into the bridge. Maybe snuggle yourself shoulders a little more under your heart. And we're going to play with the same similar idea with your hips up in bridge. So play with shifting your weight a little right, shifting your weight a little left, but try not to let it be this huge weight transfer. And it's just a teeny tiny march. You don't have to pick your leg up too hard. Really stamp the foot down, squeeze the whole butt and back of the thigh of the leg that's pushing down. Just play right and left. Okay, keep the left foot down. Tuck the right knee into your chest. Stretch the leg up to the sky and big circles with your ankle. Roll around the ankle, point the toe, point and flex. Keep reaching up to the sky. Woo. And then let your hips come down. Bring your hands behind the head. You can leave the head down or you can curl up with the head and chest. So it's up to you how you want to work. You're going to bend the knee into your chest, stretch the leg long, and scoop it up. Bend, stretch, and scoop. So you can do the same thing with the head and chest lifted, a little more forward. And then reverse the scoop. Stretch it down, pull it in, stretch it up. Try to stay stable in the pelvis. Good. Then bend that right leg in, stretch the left leg long, and just stretch your legs apart. Okay, now switch sides. So feet down, bridge with the hips. Snuggle your shoulders under a little more. Play with the shifting right and left just to kind of compare. Really try to feel the whole back of the legs working. So butt, hamstring, calf muscles are working hard. Okay, then tuck the left knee in. Stretch the left leg up. Big circles with your ankles. Spread the toes. Point and flex. Keep lifting your hips up, 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 up. Then let your bum land. And either leave the head down, or you can even just make your hands be a little pillow, or curling the head and chest up. So either way, we're kind of playing with keeping the legs and hips stable as you're moving the limb. We're going to go the other way. And you can kind of play with a little point and flex while you circle the leg too. And then the left leg comes in, right leg stretches long. Think about stretching your legs apart. Good. Okay, then make your way to seated, rock and roll, or roll to your side. Cross the legs really tight. You're trying to get your shins in front of the hips as much as you can. And just fold over the legs. Walk your hands forward. And you can let your head dangle, maybe do little half circles with your neck. Or let your torso sway a little bit right and left. Then walk your hands way over to the left. And then come back to center and just switch the leg that's in front. Same thing, fold over the legs. And walk over to the right. Then come back to center, come forward into hands and knees for cat and cow. Tuck your toes back there so they're also getting a stretch. Spread your fingers, start moving through cat and cow. Inhale your heart. Exhale, curling in. A couple rounds. Then we're going to change the breath to the opposite. So inhale as you round. Exhale as you open your heart and arch. Inhale, round, really puff up the whole backside. Exhale, arch the back, but really use the belly muscles. to squeeze in. Okay, then come back to a neutral spine. Pretend there's a clock behind you, and you're going to draw a circle with your tailbone. So starting at 12 o'clock and then move over to 1 and just really trying to hit all the numbers on the clock with your tailbone. And this kind of corkscrew spiral is going to start to ripple up through the ribs, up through the spine. I like to imagine like a corkscrew, and then eventually up into the chest and shoulders and the head and neck. But you initiate the movement at your tailbone and go slow. And then start to go the other way eventually when you're ready. Tailbone leads the way, and the rest of the spine kind of follows. Then make your way into downward facing dog. Reach your hips up and back. Spread the fingers, spread the toes. Take any little wiggles you need. Walk your hands to your feet, forward fold. Lift and spread your toes. Bend your knees a lot. Just let your head dangle. Play with your feet here. So, and you might need to use your hands to help you, but try to lift just the big toe. Just the big toe on both feet. And like one foot, I really need to help myself. And you just pick up the big toe, put it down. It's like 30 degrees, so I'm leaving my socks on, but it is better to look at your toes. So pick up the big toe, put it down. Pick up the big toe, put it down, and then leave your big toe down. Pick up all the little toes, put them down. Notice how that's like making muscles in your feet work, like your arches are working, maybe even up the whole shin and side of the leg. So leave the big toe down, just lift the little toe. And you might like to have blocks here under your hands. Then you try to alternate. Big toe down, little toes up. Little toes down, big toes up. Switch. Switch. Notice your ankles. Maybe one is easier for you than the other. Like for me, I tend to stand on the outer edge of my foot. So my work is to practice putting the big toe down more. Okay, spread the toes. Come halfway up on your in-breath. Exhale, fold over the legs. 2 more, halfway in. Exhale, fold. Halfway up, inhale. Fold over the legs. Come to standing. Take the arms wide. Reach up. Take up a lot of space. Exhale, hands at the heart. Just pause and check in. Feel your feet connecting to the earth. Lift and spread the toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Make sure you're at the back of your mat. Inhale, stretch up. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway up, in breath. Exhale, walk your hands forward, plank pose. Slowly lower down. Feel free to bring the knees down. Go slow, work your arm strength. Roll the shoulders back. Lift your heart, cobra. Pull the ribs in, stretch through the toes. Down dog, exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Really spread the fingers, spread the toes, really strong arms. Tiny micro bend in the joints, like the knees and the elbows. So make your muscles strong and stretch long. Step or jump forward, forward fold. Spread the toes again. Come halfway up on your in-breath. Exhale, fold over the legs. Come to standing. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands at your heart. We're going to do that twice more. Just go with your breath. Go at your own pace. Take your full inhale to reach up. Your full exhale to fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to, but keep reaching your bum high. Your full inhale to come halfway. Your full exhale brings you all the way down to your belly. Exhale, slow. Inhale, lift your heart. A Sphinx pose or a cobra or an upward facing dog. Take your time, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And you can always do a child's pose or a puppy pose here too. It's kind of a lot to stay in down dog for too long. You step or jump forward, forward fold. Always reconnecting with your footprints as soon as they land. Spread the toes. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Super strong legs. Squeeze the backs of the thighs like we did in that bridge pose. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, one more. No rush. Let your breath lead the way. And the movement follows the breath. Plank pose, lower down. Big breath in. Shoulders back, ears back. From here, let's go hands and knees. And just go all the way back, child's pose. So child's pose, and either slide a block under your forehead, or you can stack your fists, make a pillow with your hand, or let your head land on the floor. Okay, inhale, hands and knees. Step your right foot forward. So I'm going to do right side. Sometimes I mirror you and sometimes I don't. So right foot forward, hands are right under your shoulders, scooch the back knee back so you're pretty long in your stride. And we'll just go back and forth with the hips. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, pull the hips back. Inhale, heart forward, hips forward. Exhale, hips back. You come back to your lunge. And if you need like a blanket under your knee or some extra squishy things under your knee, do that. Inhale to rise. Hook your thumbs up here. Pull your thumbs apart Imagine someone's tickling your belly. Keep pulling the ribs back, but push your knee forward. Pull your thumbs apart and grow tall. Behind. Then pull your hands over to the right. So big side bend. And you want to think about growing this bottom leg through the floor. A giant stretch through this whole left side. Big breath into the left lungs. We're going to keep rounding, rounding, rounding. Bring your right hand to the thigh. Pull your ribs back as you start to round, 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 round. And maybe you hook your elbow and twist, or maybe you bring your hand to the block, twist. So you can have hand on the leg, elbow on the leg. You can do prayer hands or stretch the arms apart. Whatever you choose, you're playing with twisting your belly over that leg. And breathe. A big breath in. Slowly unwind. Take some hip circles. Any little wiggles before we go second side. And then switch. Left foot forward. So block, even if you can touch the floor, it is so nice to have blocks just to make your arms longer. It really helps get the shoulders up and back. I can touch the floor, but my shoulders round a little bit more. So this helps me shoulders back and open my chest just a tad more. So scooch the back knee back. Put your blanket under there, or a sweatshirt, or any extra squishy padding. Go back and forth with the hips. Okay, come back to your lunge. Inhale to rise. You might bring yourself a little bit closer in your stride because you do want your knee right under the hip for this, not the hips super forward. So pull the hips back, pull your ribs back, and try to push the knee forward at the same time. Ribs back, knee forward. Hook your thumbs, reach up. Pull your thumbs apart and use that to help wiggle you longer and taller. And then pull over to the left. Giant side bend, giant breath into the right lungs. And then keep reaching and rounding. Hand on the thigh. Push the thigh away from you. Pull your ribs away from the thigh as you round, 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 and hook. And if hooking's too far away, just hand on the floor, twist, or hand on the block. Left arm can reach up. You can play with prayer hands. Whatever you do, once you get into like your twist, then try to grow the spine long. So we were rounding to make the twist. Now try to expand your heart, slide the shoulders behind you, and look up or down, whatever feels good for your neck. Pull your ears back. Big breath into the right and left lungs. Good. Okay, unwind. Step your back foot forward. Forward fold. Inhale to stand. However you get there. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Just pause and check in. Feel your feet connecting to the earth. Sway a little right, sway a little left. Move a little forward and back, and just notice maybe how you tend to carry your weight. And then try to find what feels like neutral. Just notice any sensations in the body. Gently open your eyes. Then we're going to use a strap here. We're going to play with a little balance and do a tiny bit of shoulder work. Okay. So first, let's play with balance. Slide the strap under your left foot. Lift and spread the toes. So you start with your feet in asana, like the legs are right under the hips. You don't want to start like staggered. Shift your weight to the right. Plug this leg bone into the pelvis and then start to lift. So if balance is challenging for you, put a wall here or put a wall here. Like just be next to a wall or a chair or a couch. It's fine to grab stuff. If you do grab stuff, then give yourself a chance to play with brace yourself and let go. But then catch yourself. You just play with a little kind of touch your support and then let it go. So we're going to play with the twist. Grab across. So your hand is across your body. And if you want to bring your leg as high as your hip, you can. Just bend the knee a little bit and you might be able to bring your leg higher, but you don't have to. The leg doesn't move. It stays straight out from the hip and you're just twisting your chest and your upper back. So I'm twisting towards my straight leg. Slide the shoulders back, both shoulders. And look at something that doesn't move. So a spot on the floor, a plug on the wall. It will be more challenging to shift your gaze. So if you want to start to look behind you or to the side, spreading the toes. Okay, come out, inhale. Put your foot down, shake it out, little hip circles. And switch. Strap under the foot. Spread the toes. Plant your feet before you try to balance. Get strong in the leg. Shift your weight to the left. Right leg plugs in. I'm kind of pulling the strap up and pushing my foot into the strap at the same time. So you might like to have like one strap in each hand, or you might like to reach farther. So it's fine to play around with how you hold the strap. Try not to lock your knee and keep lifting your heart. Then get ready to twist. So reach across. The left hand grabs the strap. You can go hand on the hip. You can reach your arm behind. Try not to take the leg across the body. Keep the leg forward and twist just the chest. Then check in with your feet. Like a lot of times they do weird things. Pull your toes back. Make your feet strong. Keep breathing. And slowly unwind. Shake it out. Woo, it's a lot for the legs. Okay. Take the strap from your hand all the way to your other shoulder and then bring it down in front. So the feet are pretty wide. Bend the knees. Pull the strap tight. Inhale, reach your strap up, and you're starting to bring it behind you. For me, I have to actually slide my hands longer. So I'd rather you have straight arms farther apart than being too close and bending the elbows. For this, you try to keep your arms pretty straight. Pull the strap apart, squeeze your shoulders into the back of your heart and the knees a little, and pull the strap apart, breathe. So this is like the super tight, sticky part. Eventually you bring it down toward your hips. Try to keep the ribs in the body. They like to pop out, and go very slow, especially like the super intense part, like right here at your shoulder. So if you have shoulder injury, go so slow. Go wider with your hands if you need to. And kind of notice the difference in right and left, like mine are very different. We'll just do one more. Sometimes if you do a couple of these, you can go maybe an inch closer with the hands, but it's okay to go wider. So pause at the tight spot, pull the strap, squeeze the shoulders, squeeze them onto the back of the heart, ribs in the body, pull the ears back. Giant breath. Go slow. Whew. Okay. Shake that out a little. A little closer with your strap, like outer shoulder width apart. Take it up and then bend the elbows. You're pulling your strap, bend them to about as high as your shoulders and straighten. As you bend, pull your strap strong and think about pulling this whole arm bone, plugging it into the back of the heart. One more, bend. And then take the strap behind your head, kind of at like the knobby part of your skull. Squeeze the shoulders back. Let the head lean back and slide your hands kind of on the diagonals of the room. So the strap is totally holding your head. Shoulders back, lean back, lift your heart, and then let like pulling the strap help gently lift your head, and then let that go. And we're going to take that same kind of shape in a warrior one. So left foot forward, bend that leg, bend the knee. Start with the hands a little bit closer. So hands kind of are straps at the kind of base of the skull. It's not on your neck. And I like to start with the hands bent and a little closer and kind of shoulders back, lean back, and then stretch the arms forward from there. Keep bending into the front leg, shoulders back, and let the head be supported by the strap. And maybe you start to lean back a little more, maybe look up a little. Lift your heart, stretch your arms. Then pick up your head gently with the strap. Let it go and switch. And it feels pretty good. Okay, so big bend in that front leg. The back heel is down and my feet are like hip width apart. So I'm not balancing on a tightrope. They're kind of wide. Start with the hands a little bit closer. Bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulders on the back. Strap at the base of the skull. Keep bending into your lunge. Stretch the arms a little bit forward. Shoulders back. Skull back. Lift your heart. Think about using the strap to help lengthen your spine. Breathe. And then gently lift your head, stack it, and let the strap go. Let's do one more thing with the strap before we sit. So just bring the hands. I like to fold the strap for this one just because you don't need so much length. And the thumbs and the index fingers are towards each other. Pull the strap strong. Roll the shoulders back. Turn your biceps forward. So my wrists are strong here. Sometimes we like to bend at the wrist. Keep your wrist strong. And you're just bend the knees a little up and down with the strap. If you want to do this in a forward fold, you can do that here too. Either one. So you can stay up or you can fold. If you're folding, pull your strap apart and let that help lift you up. And then rest. Just check on the time. Okay. So come on to your bum with the strap. We're going to play with a really nice side bend. Okay, so take your, let's go left leg out. Strap goes around the foot. Okay, so part one, the leg is down. Part two, you bring the leg up. And actually, let's not use the strap quite yet. We're going to play with this leg first. So lift the toes, flex the foot in. It's like a single leg with the wiper. We did this at the very beginning. Hands can be behind you. So my ankle is staying strong, which is helping keep my whole leg stable to keep this movement in the pelvis. I don't want it to be in my ankle or in my knee. I'm making my legs strong and stable. So it's my femur bone turning in and out. Now, if you want a little more challenge, you have your hands up. Okay. So hold the knee up. And if you can sit like this and it feels okay, do that. If you need to bring the leg down, do that. You're going to cross your body. So grab the strap with the right hand. And if you can grab your shin, you do that. If not, it can be behind you just to support you. So hold on to your shin if you can. Start to lean your ribs towards the leg. So we're trying to do a big side bend. We're going to play with this elbow here. So elbow points down to the floor, up to the sky, down. And so if it's too much to hold on to that leg, you can do the same work here. Point the elbow down, point the elbow up. Hold the up. Stay here, or walk your hands even closer. Or you're in this version where you're holding on. Pull, point the elbow up, big breath into the lungs. Maybe you start to bring your shoulder closer to the leg down here. But really play with this big open twist. Point the elbow up to the sky and pull. Not twist, side bend. Okay, slowly unwind. It's a pretty giant side bend. And switch. So just play with this single leg windshield wiper first. Internal rotation, external rotation. As far, maybe it's not as big, maybe it's like that, but your foot's still strong, ankle strong. Or you're working a little deeper, just all depends on your hip mobility. I have pretty mobile hips, but I still have issues, especially on this side. Okay, The other thing I didn't say on the first side, but you might sit on a blanket or block, and that might be a little helpful. For me, it actually makes it harder, but for some bodies, it helps. Okay, so let's take our twist. So part one, you grab the shin, grab the strap, your arms are crossed. Or your leg is down. Or hands not here, it's over here. The work is in this left arm. Point the elbow down, point the elbow up. You might have to slide your hands forward and back on the strap to kind of find where you can hold that open shape. Eventually hold the open shape. You're either grabbing your shin or your hand is somewhere down here helping you stay open. And this leg is either up or it's down. Walk your hands down a tiny bit more, maybe. Pull your strap, point the elbow up, big breath into the lungs on the left side. Okay, go slow to unwind yourself. Woo. Okay. We're gonna finish with a little supported back bend. So you'll either have 2 blocks or you'll have a bolster or some sort of firm pillow, or a blanket would work too. So I'll show you a couple ways to get into it. If you have 2 blocks, you'll do a low block and a medium block. So it's going across your shoulders, upper back, and then your head is landing on the head block. So once you get here, you might need to change the height of the head, make it lower, higher. So be okay with adjusting yourself when you get there. But your upper back and shoulders should be feeling pretty supported. This is opening the chest and the upper back. So nothing should be kind of bending in your low back. Your legs can be feet apart, knees together, feet together, knees apart. Or you can just stretch the legs and relax your hips in like Shavasana legs. So that's how you do it with the block. I'll show you 2 more ways. If you have like a couch cushion or a firm pillow, you can lay on that. So you could bring your bum all the way back, or I actually like to, if I have a sensitive low back, scooch forward a bit, and it kind of starts more at my ribs. The same thing here. Or you can use a blanket. And just kind of make it in that same long shape. And my spine is going long ways. So it's just we're trying to open your front body in a supported, mellow, gentle way. So find one of those that you can do. Stay there. I'm going to talk you through a pranayama breathing exercise. So it's a 4 count inhale, 4 count hold, 4 count exhale, 4 count hold the exhale. So just take a normal breath in to start and let it go. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the exhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And take a normal breath in and let it go. And just take a moment to notice any effects from a little teeny tiny breath exercise. Maybe any changes in the quality of your breathing, the speed of your breath. Maybe any changes in the quality of your thoughts. You're welcome to stay in this shape for another minute, or if you want to let it go and come all the way onto your back for Shavasana. Relax your fingers and toes. Let your bones be heavy. Mind spacious. Breathe into your belly, your lungs, and your heart. Gently wiggle fingers and toes. Reach your arms overhead. Take a lazy stretch. Bend your knees, rest on your side. Come to seated as you're ready. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And take a moment to honor your efforts for showing up today. Maybe notice any effects from your practice. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. May you be happy and peaceful, healthy and strong, safe and protected, and may all beings benefit from your yoga practice. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.